Hi there everyone, I'd like to welcome you to Let Love Speak. It is December the 15th and we're on our third blog and video series for my new series, Let Love Speak. So I'd like to welcome you all today. Today I'm responding to a letter that I received from a woman named Joyce, and she answered my 10 questions that I put in my first blog on December the 1st, and then she went through the aligning her priorities with her actual time spent and with her behavior from my last blog on December the 8th. And she sent me this really fantastic letter saying that she realized that her priorities and her behavior were really not in accordance. She wasn't actually behaving according to what her priorities really were. You can read about Joyce's story on my blog, which is posted, of course. And what I wanted to do was elaborate a little bit today on why it's so important, and she really, outlines exactly why it's so important to keep your priorities and your behavior together. Because her husband left when her children were very young, and she was left really just suddenly a single mom. She'd been at home staying with the kids. They were 3 and 5 at the time. And suddenly she had to get back out into the workforce. Her husband actually left the country, went to the United States, and never came back. And this is a very, sad reality that some people have to live through. And her priority was always her children. However, she got a little bit overwhelmed with the fact that she was working all the time to keep their home and to have a car and to be able to have a nanny to help her look after the children. And she started working a lot and realized that she was doing that as a way of avoiding spending time with her children. And the reason why she felt she was avoiding spending time with her children was not because they weren't her priority. It was really because they reminded her of the fact that she was in a situation that she really wasn't too happy about, in the sense that she ended up being a single mom and she wasn't expecting it. What happened to Joyce and her children, of course, highlights a really important thing about our lives, that sometimes things happen that we really don't expect, and we can be really, really taken off guard and realize that suddenly we have to deal with issues and responsibilities and situations that we really weren't expecting to have to deal with. And what can happen sometimes is we can choose to avoid things that remind us of the situations that we're in that we're not too comfortable with. And so what she ended up doing was avoiding her children, and that not only hurt herself and her relationship with her children, but it hurt them as well. And that was not her intention whatsoever. She was not intending to not spend time with her children. It was more the fact that she was so uncomfortable with being a single mom and having all the responsibilities suddenly upon her shoulders that she was reacting to that by avoiding getting into that situation of being around them, because it reminded her of the fact that her husband had left. And this is a very common thing that happens with people, is that when they're faced with a situation that they feel is just overwhelms them suddenly, they choose to avoid it rather than dealing with it. And that's why these questions that I put on my blog, that I asked you to answer, are so important to making sure that your priorities are in alignment with your behavior. Joyce has realized that her priorities and her behavior were not aligned, and that's not the way that she wants to live her life. It's not good for her. It's ruining her relationship with her children, and it's definitely not good for her children, and she's responsible for her children. So what she's decided to do is to face the fact that she is a single mom and look after her children the way they deserve to be looked after, and accept the fact that even though she didn't want to be a single mom and she didn't want her husband to leave, that she is now faced with being a single mom. My questions are really there for you to find out more about yourself and to align your choices so that your life goes the way that you really want it to go. And so I wish you very good luck. And I really thank Joyce and her kids for everything that she's added to my blog. And good luck and peace and love to you all. Have a great week.